very special edition of Ask Marc. Usually we're at EAC in Burnaby at Black Box doing this, and today we're at a very special location. Marc, why don't you tell us about it?
For sure. We're at Mission Raceway. Our good friends at Bullet Racing, a local grassroots race team that does some big racing in 24-hour Daytona and such, invited us down to do a private test day. Super excited. First time in a car on a track in over 7 years for me. Barely could sleep yesterday. So we're going to get some awesome footage for you guys to come, as well as some sneak peeks, basically how it correlates to physics and how it correlates to gameplay as well.
Perfect. Well, that's a nice way to kind of get right into our weekly stuff. So going back to the usual, let's get right into our questions here. And first question was from Appleson97. So he asks, are you going to be able to make private races in the NFS World?
Awesome. So a perfect question for to start it off. As you see here, we're with our friends Bullet Racing. Yep. There's a whole bunch of, this is a private day. This is all local friends that race locally as well. So this is type of a private match, if you would, in a reality world.
Want to see in world. Right?
So again, correlating to Need for Speed World, it's something that the fans have asked for, and it's something that we're going to be delivering and trying to prototype as we speak. So look towards launch that we'll have a private match for you guys.
Cool. All right, next question is from Race Guy 12. Yes, what is the quickest way to corner in NFS World?
Perfect. So I just had a ride along with a driver coach, and he's a local race guy here. And one of my big things is I always hustle the car. I always go super fast. A lot of Need for Speed fans always, carry way too much speed, and sometimes you scrub speed on the exit and hit the walls. Fastest way through corners is make sure you go through smooth and make sure you carry a lot of rolling speed, a lot of momentum. As long as you do those basic fundamentals, you'll be fast. Always remember as well, as you turn in, you get to that apex, and that's the closest, if you're going around a corner, it's the closest you get to that wall. Make sure you're squeezing that throttle right when the car's turned to make sure you pull it out of there.
Kill it. All right, next one is from Apex Agro. Interesting name. How are you going to differentiate the feels of the cars in NFS World?
Awesome. So it's something that yesterday I was doing, and tomorrow back at the office, I'm going to be doing a lot more tuning as well. Perfect that it falls today. We're on the racetrack, and I'm in my personal Z06 here. I'm probably going to be taking a Porsche later, so it gives me the Porsche is very balanced. The Z06 is very squirrely, very loose muscle, and that's exactly how I'll tune in Need for Speed World. Muscle cars are going to be slidier, a little bit easier to drift, heavy horsepower, and then the exotics are going to be obviously a bit more balanced, and then tuners are going to be very stiff. Think about classic Need for Speed and the underground days, Most Wanted, Carbon. I'm basically being inspired from what those games felt like and what you guys are feeding back to us, and we're going back classic Need for Speed racing. So stiff, tight suspension, lots of power, and differentiated through the classes for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, because tons of our fans loved underground and the physics in that game, as we've talked about time and time again. So
yeah,
good to see that. All right,
for sure. We'll bring it back in, guys.
Sweet. All right, next one is No Grip 42XT. How do you initiate your car to drift in NFS?
Awesome. So as you'll see today with the footage in the vet, what I'll be doing is basically just pitching the car in, which means upsetting the car, and then just power overing, which just goes hard to throttle. The car starts to get loose and keep the throttle pinned. You'll be able to do that in World. Just basically flick the controls, hammer the throttle, and you should be able to kick it loose and drifting. The easiest way, obviously, in Need for Speed to drift is always just tap the e-brake.
Yeah.
Basically, you
get it loose.
Get it loose. You're going to a corner, tap the e-brake or hold it. The car starts to spin. Hold the throttle full. Kind of counter steer the other way to keep the drift going, and that's your easiest way to do it in our
Always
game.
give her on the throttle.
Always. If you hold full throttle, you'll keep the drift going.
All right. The final question is from a guy who I am not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Okay.
It says, it always feels like you're going so fast. How do we achieve this sense of speed?
Excellent. So one of our big targets today is looking at the sense of speed.
Yeah.
And we have cameras mounted everywhere. And what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll work with some of the World team and basically start adjusting the cameras, looking at the FOV. And what that means is, based on reality, based on what I feel in the car today, we'll start to tune the game to feel like that tomorrow at Black Box. So really, we're trying to base it off of reality. Get your heart pumping. You know, when we're in the when I'm in the car, like I have shivers, I have my heart's racing. It's just that adrenaline's pumping. You should feel the same way when you're driving Need for Speed World, and you should just feel that sense of should almost barely not be able to speak when you're driving. You're fully concentrated.
Yeah. Don't talk to me racing.
Don't talk to me, I'm racing. You know, and that's when you know we've nailed it. So look for some cool sense of speed to come. We've been tuning it through the different betas. People are noticing it, and we'll keep polishing that for you guys.
Sweet. So just before we sign off, I just wanted to say that I know that this blog is a little bit late this week. We delayed it because we usually post on Tuesday. We delayed it this week because we wanted to do it from this very special location, the Mission Raceway with Bullet Racing. So big thanks again to those guys, and you know, hopefully next week we'll get back on our regular schedule. But it was really cool to be able to do this today, and
for sure.
You know, hopefully we can do it again. So
looking forward to it, guys. Like I can't express enough our thanks to Bullet Racing for having us out here at Mission Raceway. Special for me because I raced here first when I was 16 years old. Now I'm 28. You know, so over a decade later, I'm back on the track. And you know, after having 11 years in the race car, putting aside my career in a way to help evolve Need for Speed to where it's been, starting from underground. So to be here today is special. We want to share it with all you guys, and I feel blessed and honored to be here today.
Wicked. So keep those questions coming, guys, and until next week.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.